Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning, and that is it. So good, guys. So good. I know many of you have been asking me about my teas and if you can pick them up, and the answer is yes. We have plenty of our product back in stock. For a while we didn't because of the whole virus thing, and there was a lot of the organic product that goes into each one of these teas because they are herbal blends, and I finally was able to get them all back in. So Dark Moon teas are back. So if you would like to order them, you can go over to JCristina.com. So today we're going to be talking about the BCN rankings. Now we do this every time a new ranking comes out. We do it monthly, and it's a way to get a gist of, let's say, the direction of the market. Where is the mirrorless ILC market going? Who's on top? Who's in the bottom? Who's topping? Who's dropping? What is going on? All right. Now, before we get into it, I want to say, as I always do, is that the information that we have here from BCN, the BCN rankings, is from Japan. So bear in mind that the data is from Japan and not the entire world, all right? So you're going to have a little bit of a disparity from one to another, but in general, it gives a glimpse, let's say, of the direction of where the market is going. Okay, so that's why we use the BCN rankings. Because of this, we get an idea of what the different manufacturers are doing and how their new offerings are affecting their rankings. Is it a dud or is it a stud? What is it? Is the new camera, let's say, doing something great for them and there's a lot of sales, or is it basically just falling on deaf ears? And we've seen that many times in the past, and we make note of it here, and then later on, 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, we find that this is the case. Before I get into it, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded my ebook as of yet, go pick it up. Go over to JCristina.com/ebook. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. 10 tips at making tack sharp images. There's something for everyone. Go check it out. Pick it up. It is free. Also, if you haven't cleaned your sensors, doesn't matter if it's mirrorless or DSLRs, go pick up one of the Aurora camera care products. You can pick them up over at B&H. You can pick them up on my website, JCristina.com, on Amazon, Amazon Prime, on hundreds and hundreds of mom and pop photography stores worldwide. Once again, Aurora camera care. There's something for the micro four thirds, APS-C, as well as full frame. So let's get into these rankings as of right now. Now, I guess I should go backwards instead of forwards and just give you a glimpse on where we've come over the last couple of months, because it gives a direction, right? And that's what we're using this once again for, direction, all right? Doesn't matter the specifics as of today, but where have we come from? So a few months ago, we've noticed that Sony was really pushing ahead. They had about 33% of the entire market locked up. So they were doing exceptionally well. And that was due to the Sony Alpha 6400. People are like, oh no, why isn't it the A7 III? It's not. It was the Sony Alpha 6400 that was the catalyst for moving them to that top position, besides something that Canon did, which was ridiculous. But we'll get into that in just a minute. But over the last couple of months, there's been a little bit of a cool down happening with Sony. Now, they still released cameras. We saw that the A7S III came out, which was anticipated by all. And it did well, but not as well as many thought it would. And then finally, the Alpha 1 came out at the beginning of this year, and it did well also. But the sales numbers are just not phenomenal on either one of these cameras. They're good, but just not as good as, for example, an A6400. Now, is the reason the product itself? Maybe people didn't like it? I don't think so. I think the problem is price. Right now, we're going, let's say, out of this whole COVID times, and people really don't have a lot of work, and the work that they do have, they're saving money, and they're really thinking about what are they going to buy? What are they going to wait on? And should I buy it? Should I not? And a lot of people are saying, I'm not going to go and get a new camera. So even though they come out with these new great cameras, people are just not buying them, especially if they're expensive. And we see, for example, with the A7S III, it's like $3,500, and with the Alpha 1, it's $6,500. That is a major investment, and pro-ams are not going to buy it, and amateurs are certainly not going to buy it unless they have a ton of money, so it's going to be for professionals, and professionals haven't been working very much as of late. So I can see why this could be the case and why it is the case. Now, during this time, we also saw Canon fall to Sony. And people are like, what do you mean? Sony was always ahead of Canon. No, that is not the case. Canon was the #1 mirrorless manufacturer for countless years. And people are like, what are you talking about? You're wrong. Not wrong at all. The Canon Kiss, or the EOS M50, was the #1 mirrorless camera on the market, and Canon sold a crap ton of them. All right. Well, when Canon's EOS M50 Mark II came out, everyone thought that that was going to be like the next best thing from sliced bread, and just all of these Canon EOS M50 or Kiss users were going to upgrade. And what happened? They didn't. So what we saw was the Canon EOS M50 Mark II came in 4th in sales, while the Canon EOS M50 Mark I came in 2nd. Only second to Sony and that A6400. So we see that that camera didn't do well at all, and what it did do was drop Canon off that #1 position and gave it away to Sony. So how is this playing out as of today? We'll get into that in just a minute. Now, Fujifilm was one of those companies a few months ago that was pushing ahead of companies like Olympus. They were doing phenomenally well and was commanding about 7% of the entire market. Now, that was all due to their XA5. That camera did really, really well. Well, things are starting to turn around a little bit for them, and Olympus is now bumping past Fujifilm as of today. So just by a hair, but they are. Now that could have something to do, obviously, with the brand new camera that OMD Digital Solutions released. Now, moving into Nikon, where the hell is Nikon? Every time we see these lists, Nikon is nowhere to be seen, and I just don't understand it. Japan is a lover of everything Nikon. They've always been a lover of everything Nikon for a century, over a century. So where are they? I don't understand. Why are the numbers so low that they don't even show up on the chart? Or why are they not? What is going on? What is going on? Why is there no love for Nikon? I really don't get it. I mean, as of late, we see that Nikon's going to be releasing a brand new retro style camera. If you like it or if you don't, it kind of is what it is, but they will be releasing that brand new camera. So maybe that will help their numbers a little bit. I don't know. I really don't know. But if you do, if you have any clue, in the comment area below this video, put down there, why do we never see Nikon anymore on this list? They're just not there. So if we look at the chart, what I always find fascinating is how these companies compare to one another. And while Olympus and Fujifilm, you can see the chart, they kind of do whatever they do, and it is what it is. There's nothing, there's like no rhyme or reason, it feels. What I do see here is that Sony and Canon are now like that two legs on one body. When Sony takes a step forward, then Canon takes a step forward, and then Sony takes a step forward, and then Canon takes a step forward. This used to be Canon and Nikon. Canon and Nikon used to run the market. That was how it was. It was Nikon and then Canon and then Nikon, and back and forth, and this is how the market progressed forward for many, many years. Well, now, as we can see, it is Canon and Sony. And if we look at this chart, we can see what ends up happening here. Over time, when one is going up, the other is going down. And there was only one spot here, and that was in December of 2020, where they actually came together at that 25% of total sales. That is amazing, but look what happens after that. The exact same thing all over again. In January, once again, they're moving opposite of each other, and then once again in February, and then in March, April, May, they're starting to come together. What does this mean? Well, Sony is coming down a bit and Canon is going up. And instead of this happening month by month, it's happening over or transitioning over 3 months, 4 months. So by looking at this chart, it seems to me that we're going to see Canon once again either equal Sony or possibly even overtake Sony in the next maybe month's BCN rankings. What do you guys think? But looking at it, that's what it looks like to me. The question is, what would be the reasoning for that? What would be the reasoning? Remember, Canon only has a couple of years in mirrorless. Let's say full frame mirrorless, okay, where they really went hard into it. Whereas Sony, they have 7-8 years or longer. So it is a big disparity between the two when it comes to R&D and production. How does it all play out? We really don't know. But if you have any clue, once again, in the comment area below this video, put your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Anyways, guys, this was just a little fun one for today. I wanted to share this with you, and maybe we can get a little bit of the pulse of the market, the direction of the market by looking at these BCN rankings. What do you think? What do you think? Anyways, if you enjoyed this content even a little bit, please give it a thumbs up. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues out there, maybe a message form or two. Let them know about this channel. Maybe we can really get these numbers up there and I can talk to more of you every time I go live. There's about 560 videos, 570 videos now. There's a lot. There's a lot. So there's a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of evergreen information on the channel. So definitely share it. All right. Also, if you are subscribed to the channel, all right, click this little bell icon over here. If you're not, why the hell are you not? Subscribe. Anyways, click this little bell icon over there so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. So YouTube says it hasn't been working lately, but let's just hope that it does. Click this little icon over here. Click it twice. I don't know. Click it because for some reason it's, I don't know. Anyways, if you want to help out the channel, there's two ways that you can do so. You could click the little join button right down here. When you do, you become a member. I can give you perks. You can contribute $1 or $2 a month, whatever, and that goes through the YouTube gods. Now, the other thing that you could do, a lot of you have been asking me for it, is just send a little donation through PayPal. Send me a tip. I put together an email address called JCTipjar@gmail.com. Once again, JCTipjar@gmail.com. You can throw me $1 or $2, whatever you so desire, and YouTube doesn't get any of it. So you've been asking me for that, and now I've done it. It's a little bit different than obviously doing a Patreon, which I like to do, but there's only so much time. I put a lot of time into this. I'm writing a book that I'm going to be giving to you guys. There's a lot of stuff going on. Anyways, and finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented over the years for you and me. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That would be extremely helpful. And for getting to the end of this video, use promo code YT20 at checkout. Once again, promo code YT20 at checkout, and you'll get 20% off everything in your shopping cart. So guys, that's it. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.